So you guys remember SPY was in a SPY has been in the list of the 3 weeks tight pattern for like 3 weeks. We were barely making a move. And then finally, so you all guys know the 3 weeks tight pattern, it's kind of like a consolidation. A stock is not breaking out of a range. So it's either gonna be we pull back fast before we get a breakout. And that's what has happened with SPY. We are getting a pullback. So here we had a change of character. And since the 2nd of April, nothing has changed. So we had indecisions, but if you're going by the change of character, we were bearish, and we've seen that move. First of all, we approached 510 on Wednesday, hit 511. Then the next day we had a doji here on Thursday. Then finally we broke that 511 to 509, and then we went even lower yesterday. So nothing unexpected, because we were in a tight range and we were either gonna pull back fast before we get a breakout, because the breakout was not happening. We've not gone back to that 524. Okay, so if anyone caught that move yesterday, it was a very good trade. We had so from Thursday, this is when we had the pullback, was a lower high, 519, then 518, another lower high on Friday, and then 515, another lower high. So we've been creating lower high. Here we had a double bottom, 511, 511 when we rejected breaking 510. Then we went to 519, which was lower than the previous week, 524 and 521. So here we broke support, lower high, broke support. So it's been, since the change of character, nothing has changed. We had indecision, but we were still bearish, okay? So if we've hit the 50% we were anticipating on the 50% we were anticipating on the 4-hour was 508. Okay, so we broke below the 50% on the 4-hour and we went and touched 504. These are the levels we talked about last week, and on Sunday we broke the 50% and then we've gone to this level. So on the daily, we still haven't touched the 50% and the level is 500. So that's the level to watch for. Sorry, not 50%. This is the 100%. This is 78.6. So on the daily, 78.6 is 500. And if we keep on with the bearish trend, then the golden zone, 481 to 467. So this is a huge gap. Welcome. This is a huge gap. We know the ATR for SPY has been 10, was it 9 to 10? So there's no way you can expect this move to happen in one day from 500 to 481, that's 20 points. But those are the levels we're watching for now, break below 500. Now, if we look at the chart, we want to see, apart from the Fibonacci, where was this stock coming from? So where was SPY coming from? And that's the level to watch for now. So if we are looking at this, we have the here 493, and then 490, and then 482. So if we keep on with this trend, see we've hit that 503 here. So the next one, 493, the previous support, and then 490, then 480, 482 here. So if we are, those are the levels we are watching for to go back 2. Now, if you're going back up, we need to be above 508. The same 50%, we need to be above 508, then go back up. Now, QQQ was also in 3 weeks tight pattern. We talked about this on Sunday because we had our top trades were semiconductor stocks. So the same QQQ 3 weeks tight pattern, because in 3 weeks, it has never broken above that 450 level. It hit 449. Okay, it hit 449 way back in March, and then we attempted here, created a lower high still in March, and then since then we've not broken this level. So we were in a 3 weeks tight pattern, and I'd said on Sunday, because of that, we had all the semiconductor stocks were listed in the 5K play, because if a stock is any stock or even an ETF is in 3 weeks tight pattern, we're either going to get a breakout or we're going to get a pullback first before we break out. So QQQ also followed suit yesterday and lower high and break support. So 446 here, we had a double top. We were supposed to break, the key level to break was 434. We know previously it had gone to 432. So this was a key level to break the 434. And finally, we broke it yesterday. And then I said, if you're combining these strategies together with multiple of 10, it becomes very easy. So when it breaks 434, you're holding to 430, and that's what it did yesterday. It hit 430. So from 442 to 430, this was a 12-point move. That's what I was saying. Yesterday was a 5K. The contracts were cheap, and they went, because of this pullback, the puts were cheap, and they went bonkers because of this move down. Okay, so we're still looking at semiconductor stocks. The whole of this week, they are our top trades. They were all listed in the, they were all in the lotto list. So NVIDIA, any of this stock, if you're using the 50% retracement, just either on the daily, it has to be from 100, the next level is 78.6. If you're using the 4 hour, then you're looking for it to go to 50%. So NVIDIA, you remember we said it had entered this region, the golden region, 61.8, and then 50%. There were a rejection week, but it had entered this zone. So it meant the next time it was coming, it was going to come back to this zone. So yesterday, 848. So we want to see today if it's going to break and go all the way to 810. So here we hit 830. Okay. Sorry about that. So NVIDIA still here, it had rejected 50%, the hit 830, 50% was 810, but it had entered the golden zone. So it means the next time there's a possibility it will go inside and then attempt to go for 810 if we keep on with the bearish trend. But so far, yesterday it hit, so this morning is still dropping. So we've hit that 849 support here. So it means if we keep on with the bearish trend today, we are watching for that 830, retest 830, and then the 50%, which is 810. Okay. So the rest of the semiconductor, the same thing. NVIDIA, SMCI, AVGO, you're watching for the same thing. Okay. So AVGO, this one had already, the same thing we had talked about on Sunday. It had multiple broken below the 50% multiple times. So it meant the next time it was gonna break this level, because it had broken this level a couple of times before, and that's what it did yesterday, and it's still dropping. So for the 4 hour, the next level you're watching for is 1293 on the 4 hour. On the daily, this stock is still going sideways. So any stock going sideways, you have to count how many days it's consolidating. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 days. A good consolidation bounce happens between 9 and 12 days. So if it goes above 12 days, there is a high likelihood. You need to look at it on multiple of 3, but there's a high likelihood it will go sideways up to 21 days. And from 21 days, you see it going again up to 30 days. So every geo, you're watching it every day. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So yesterday was day 15. And that's the move it gave. We had this move down. So you're still looking at it, counting days, if it can go all the way to 21 days or any multiple of 3 to get a bounce. But it's going sideways. SMCI. So I'm talking about this because all of them are in the 5K, list. Okay, so this one we had a pullback here. Then we went up, we created a lower high, and then now we are going down. So we needed to retest 857. It was rejected here, and it's also going kind of sideways. You have this tried to go up but closed inside, so we don't have a change of character. We still go by the trend, which is bearish. The trend has not changed, it's still bearish. Okay. AMD broke 160. Okay, so this one has been the weakest. So it's still just, you're counting days, it's still continuing down. We broke 160. It was supposed to retest this level 161, and we've broken below it. So now you guys see there was a huge gap it filled from 133 all the way to 184. So it can do the same thing and go back to these levels. So we have here 146, 144, and then it can continue down to 134, which was the support here when it created a higher low and continued up. So among the weakest, AMD is the one. But if you want to get any stock that is gonna bounce, you wanna catch the weakest one, because they have a huge gap to fill if they're going back at least even 50% of the drop. Okay, so it has broken that support. So for us now, if you're going by multiple of 10, we are watching for 150, next support. Go call Rina, she's in there. The next level you're watching for is 150. Okay. Now, another play, apart from the plays in the 5K list, the ones we've been watching yesterday was GS post ER. If you caught the yes, it went up. If you had a gamble for calls, so if you had a call gamble for earnings, it went up, but this was still a lower high. And I'd said if it's any level below 119, 120, I don't know the level it hit pre-market. If it's any level below it, just get puts because it's a lower high. There's nowhere else it's gonna go apart from down. So these were good. The puts were really good. From 412, it went down to 398. So we want to see if it will still continue down to attempt this 385 support, and then the next level is 380, or it will go back up to 412, 419. So very easy for post-ER play. JPM is also post-ER. Okay, so this one lower high still continued down. Okay, so yesterday morning I said, whatever stock you're picking, please have a reason you're trading it against it. So is it a pre-ER, post-ER? Is it a slingshot setup? Is it a multiple of 10? Whatever reason, CPR, narrow CPR or consolidation, the CPR is consolidating. If you have a reason for why you're trading that stock, it will make it easy for you to pick the correct stocks to trade. So last week, all the stocks, I said, all the stocks we were monitoring that had hit 52-week high and they failed. Meta, Netflix, CAT, DE, if they fail, then you're trading them continuing down. I explained Sunday and I showed very good examples of failed slingshot. You're trading puts when they create a lower high. So for Netflix, it's a pre-ER. It's reporting earnings this week. And it's also a stock that had hit 52-week high. And look at this. Very good move from 630 to 603. So this is 634. We know it's a lower high because it went to 639. Oh, go call Rina. Okay, so 639 was when we hit a 52-week high and we rejected 640. It gave us a slingshot setup here. The next day broke the previous day support. So if you had gotten puts from 639, went to 615, but it failed because it broke support. When it broke 615 to 607, then it means we are no longer going to retest this level. We are trading it up to create a lower high and then get puts, and that's what it did. We went up, went to 634 here, and then we had this move down, another lower high, 630 yesterday, and then continuation down. So we knew we were going to break which level? 607, and that's what we had talked about on Sunday. We are going to break 607. So if you had gotten Netflix, From 6:30, you knew you're going to break. 6:07, it went to 6:03. So that was a good play yesterday. So it was a pre-ER play and also a failed slingshot. So now we know previously Netflix had broken below 600. So that's the next level you're watching, if it's gonna break 600 again or it's gonna reject. So we need to, you always need to remember. So here we had broken 600 and went to 596. So that's the level to watch for, 590, because it broke 600 and went to 596. So now that's the level you're watching for, 590. Okay, Meta, the same thing. So if it's a failed slingshot, it's the same thing. Yes, you'll ride it up to a lower high and it's gonna break the support, the support that it broke on the day it was expected to do a slingshot setup. That's the level you're holding to break. So here, if you go back, when we hit 531, that's the day we hit the 52-week high. Then the next day we had a slingshot setup. We broke the previous day support, 506. So the minute, and I told you guys, this is a sign this slingshot setup is not gonna happen. Why? We broke it, even if it's by 1 point or cent. So even if it's by cent, it broke this support. So we went back up, 522 lower high, 523, 523 double top. Then we came down and we rejected this level, but it's still, you still know you're going to break which level. You're going to break 505, you're going to go lower. And that's what we did yesterday. So we opened at hit 522, another lower high, and we dropped. So you'd have gotten puts knowing you're going to break which level, 505. So we know previously Meta had broken 500 and 490, and it had hit 485, 484, 481. So we know that's the level it can head back to, multiple of 10, 480. So that's what you're watching for today. If it's gonna go to 480 or it's gonna reject it and go back up, okay? So going back up, you're watching for these levels, the same levels again, the 520, 522. If it's gonna reject it, then we're still going down. So those are the ones that I had failed slingshot cut. So I can't go through all of them. Those are the ones now that had failed slingshot. ISRG pre-ER, and it also had a failed slingshot. Okay. So we know it hit 443 here. And then it gave us a slingshot setup, but the next day it didn't bounce, it broke it. So telling you it's no longer gonna go up, it's gonna create a lower high, get puts. Kept going down, we broke this previous support, went up. This was last week, the other week, 497 lower high. We knew we were going to break which level, 378, and we broke it and went to 376. So every time you're creating a lower high, you look back, the previous support, you're going to break that level. And this was a pre-ER and it was a failed slingshot. Good move from 390 all the way down to 376. Okay. Now, Annette is in a 5K list. We know Annette failed also. So it failed here, broke the previous day support. And then when it went up, it created a lower high, came down, still had a double bottom, and then went up, created a high low. 288 went up, lower high, lower high. So if it's not bouncing back to this level, it creates a lower high. Then this one had not broken support, but it had come close to the same, almost retesting this level. So the fact that it was creating lower highs, you're trading puts. So you're looking at previous support, 272 and 263. And we went down and broke those levels. Okay. So this was from last week. If you're playing failed slingshot, and even yesterday it was in the 5K list. Okay, CRM, I talked about CRM last week, and I'd said count the days. It had been consolidating for over 28 days, and finally it broke that consolidation. We woke up on Monday and it was dropping. If you had still gotten puts, it continued dropping. So from 285, it went to 271. So this was still a good play, despite even if it had gone down pre-market, it still continued down, and it was in the 5K list. Okay. So I'm just going over stocks that we had in the 5K list, and also the stocks we had talked about on Sunday. CAT, DE, they had a failed slingshot. So we know CAT, when it hit 382, that was on the 8th, last week, Monday. Then we had a slingshot setup, broke the previous day support, 365, went up, lower high. The next day, it broke this support. So it was telling you it's no longer going back to this level. You're playing pullback, and then you're going to break 363 to go lower. So here we had 373, 373 double top, and we broke this and went lower to 362. So again, we got a pullback here, slightly above 374, but this was like a triple top. Then you're getting puts, you're going to break which level? 362. And if you see now, it has broken that level. Okay, so failed slingshot is very easy to trade. You have DE. Okay, so DE, we had here 413. When I said when you're seeing it's creating a high low and the next day is not breaking that level, it means it's not done going up. So here it went up, created a new high for 14.8. Then it pulled back here, and the next day it broke. It was by cents, but it broke the previous day support. So we're anticipating a slingshot setup. The next day, what did it do? It broke this support. So telling you it's not going back for 14.8. It's done. You're looking at now lower high, you're getting puts. So it went up back to 414.06, but it's still lower than 414.80. You're getting puts, you're going to break which level? 4.3. So it broke that level on Friday to 396. Pulled back yesterday, 404 is a lower high. You're getting puts, you know you're going to break which level? 396, it broke it, went to 392. Very easy plays. Okay. Now, BNTX decided to go up and Moderna was going down. So this one went up and this is still a pullback. So these ones these stocks have just, they need news or something. So it's still bearish. This was 97 lower high. It reported earnings. So this is still a post-year play. We don't have a change of character even with that move yesterday. So we're still looking at it. We need a change of character or it will continue going down. Moderna continued going down. We know it rejected 115. So this was a lower high and it's still trading inside this range candle. So any stock trading inside a range, you look at it every day because it's either going to break below this support or it's going to go back up and break that resistance. So yesterday it was still going down. So that's what you're watching. That support when it was going up, that was 101. So it's at 103. If it breaks below 101, it's going lower, or it can go back up to 106. 16, it broke one, sorry, still hit 115. Okay. IBM 5K, the same thing, lower high. This one is, we still don't have a change of character. This is a spinning top. So we need either for it to break above 187 or to stay below 181. There. So this we have. So finally, we've broken below this level. The one in 119, we broke below it yesterday. So 116. So we're still watching if we're gonna continue down, because now I know it doesn't look like it, but it closed below this level. So now we have a change of character on the downside. So we have 1, 2, 3 lower lows. We want to see if it will continue down. We're looking at 110 and 104. Okay, so those are the plays from 5K lists. They all played out yesterday. All of them played out yesterday. So we're still watching them. And then the semiconductor stocks are on top of the list because of QQQ has now pulled back. That's a deep pullback. So it will either continue down or we push back up. Any questions? We had also looked at MSTR. We had said it's gonna break. T asked me and I said we're not even talking about this failed slingshot. Very easy. You just know you're going to break those levels. It's not a question of it's just a question of when is it gonna break it. So this is the level we had said it was gonna break this 1368. And that's what it did yesterday. It broke and went lower. So this one, if you look at the 50% retracement, because it's been going down for a while. So it has entered the golden zone. So if you look, any stock, anytime, even if it had not gone to this level, but it had tested that golden zone, 61.8 and 50%, the next time it's coming down, it's gonna go down to it. So if a stock goes down to that golden zone, the next time it's gonna go inside it. So we are still looking at this sector because we are approaching the halving event. Okay, so and this is a stock I say you can trade it and buy out of the money because it drops hard. So yesterday from 1490 dropped all the way to 1318, 1320, and it's still going low. It's like $45, 45 points down pre-market. It has broken 1300 now. So good plays yesterday. Coin, the same thing. It's raining. It has rained the whole night. So 250, it's a lower high from 264 last week. So was also a good play. So yesterday, if you didn't have an opportunity to make good money, it's unfortunate because we had all these stocks dropping the whole day. It's like yesterday was day 5. Yesterday was day 5. Somebody was counting days because we were going down the whole day. Okay. So today, Tesla, all those tech stocks that we had talked about on on Sunday that they are still bearish. Nothing has changed. The ZS, the ADSK, the crowd, they all dropped because they were still bearish. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. They are still bearish. So they are all still dropping. Or unless we have a change of character and nothing has changed. So here we had this move up, but it closed below this. So we didn't have a change of character because it closed below this level. It had like a double top. So it means you're still trading puts. ADSK same. So all this, nothing has changed. We are still bearish. Okay. We're still bearish. So here you're just counting days. From this one, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still bearish. Nothing has changed. So look at Microsoft today. Microsoft is also going sideways. So since it hit 52-week high on 21st March, and then it had a failed slingshot, it's going sideways. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the same way you're counting for crowd was going sideways, CRM was going sideways. The longer this stock keeps going sideways, the weaker it becomes. That it means you're looking at it going lower than going up. Because in decision, the more indecision you get, it means somebody is selling. And then we get that drop. So CRM, it was doing the same thing. So this sideways is the days you're counting when it's going sideways. If you had already a change of character, you go by it. So for Microsoft and the other one that I've said you count days, I don't know which one is that. So Microsoft, we have we have a change of character here. So this candle yesterday, we had, so this was the level 420, and we broke it and closed below it. So we have a change of character. So Microsoft, look at it. And yesterday, all the tech stocks were good. They were all going down. So they are all tech stocks. They are all bearish, nothing has changed. ADB, we know it's been the weakest, Snow and the rest. So nothing has changed in that sector. We are watching for change of character. Any questions? You're fine. Is there any question or any stock somebody wanted me to look at? Why are you being naughty? So if there are no questions, let's see what the market has for us today. If we're going to continue with the bearish trend. Okay, I'm going to sign off. If there are no questions. Kwaherini.
Thank you, Virginia.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.